So first of all, it was a great day. Um, Anybody who knows Ohio track and field, the weather is always the X factor, and we've been really fortunate this spring to have some pretty decent weather, and that day did not disappoint. We had perfect weather, setup was smooth, the meet management was very good, and so it was the perfect opportunity for people to perform at a high level, and for the most part we had a lot of people, particularly um, underclassmen, taking advantage of the weather and doing really good things and kind of setting the tone for their off season, those who weren't going to continue on in the postseason, and reminding themselves that they're very capable. I think that's the most important thing to me as a coach with an abbreviated season, is that um, people remember that they're competitive and that they have talent, that if they work hard enough at it, that they can do anything that they put their mind to. So I think we did have a lot of that day. Had a lot of people come up to me throughout the day and say, Coach, I can't believe I did that. And I laughed because it's like, well, yeah, of course you can do that. That's why you keep working at it. That's why you show up through the pandemic and do all this work. But specifically amongst the distance group, there was a ton of outstanding performances. Obviously, Cecelia and Kiera in the 10,000. Michael Klein on the men's side ran a great time all by himself, running alone. The 5Ks were great as well. And that's always an exciting thing, especially because it's such a tough thing to manage cross country, indoor outdoor track, and your mileage and whatnot. And so seeing people perform really well without all that crazy base coming into it was really exciting. Jumps wise, like I said, the younger athletes were really showing up and doing good things. And Begley, one of our fifth year seniors, tied her lifetime best in the high jump, which was really fun to watch. Somebody who's come back to use up their last time here with us, and putting in all the effort to get there. And so it was great. It was just a really nice meet, and at the end of it, it was a really nice thing to watch. The team together, putting away the rail, the curving for around the track. They looked like a bunch of little ants moving things around, and I think that's kind of symbolic of where the team is at right now, is that they're all carrying the load together and trying to make this thing better, and making the most of a difficult situation. I think that's been really impressive to me.
Yeah, so I think the first positive was that it was our home meet, our first home meet of the season, so that was good. And I think just having the home meet really brought our team kind of together, and brought a feeling of culture that we hadn't really had so much so before, given all the restrictions this year. So I think that really encouraged everyone in the competition to come out strong and have a lot of confidence coming into it. So specifically, for me and Kiera Olsen, who ran the 10K, I think that was one thing. We knew it was a home meet, and we had our home crowd cheering us on. So we both did really well in that race specifically. And I know Michael Klein also, who ran in the men's 10K after us, also had a huge PR, which is awesome. I think those were I guess the highlights for the distance crew from my side of things. And then also I know that we had really good performances in the 5K. I know Jack Begley got a great PR in that. And also on the women's side of things, we had Maddie Nachi and then also Claire Doherty, both PR, and Catherine Phillips was close to doing so. So I think from my side of the distance thing, we had a really good showing last week at Oberlin. And I know that a lot of others, from what I watched from the sprinters and the throwers, they also ended up performing really well and qualifying a lot of people for postseason and the meet coming up this week. So I think it was overall a great home meet.
It was a great experience. I'll say that outright. It was nice. We had a really truncated season. Only the opportunity to compete on 3 separate occasions, but to be able to be at home and competing was special. The day leading into it, we all got together and we set up the rails and other stuff for the track, and it was nice just to be with the team the day beforehand, and then of course that day to be surrounded by the entire team and to be on our home track that we've been training on for the entire season and seasons prior. It was nice. It was the first chance that a lot of people on the team had to compete on the home track, so there was some energy to it. And I would say it was a good day for me, especially because I was able to get out there and stick to a plan that my buddy JJ and I had come up with, and turned out that we were able to pull through and work with one another and walk away with some PR. So it was a good day for us, and I think for a lot of people on the team. Yeah, so this Saturday we'll be at Toledo, and it's an incredible opportunity. We had planned on competing at a D3 competition, but unfortunately weren't able to get into that. So instead of competing with fellow D3 athletes, we'll actually be competing with D1 runners. So it's a pretty awesome chance to be able to compete at that different level and with a whole new set of athletes. So looking forward to that. I think it'll be a great experience. And then, of course, race-wise, I'm excited for the 5K. My intentions were to race the 10K, but I don't think a lot of people are willing to run that. So they just said, instead of having this one D3 kid go out there and run this 10K alone, we'll just not have it, which is good because I'd much rather run a competitive race and a 5K rather than a 10K all by myself. But I suppose my goals for this race is to, be with JJ. He and I have been putting in some great work together as a team this season, and I know that together we've been able to accomplish a lot, so carry that onward. And it may be nice to have some other people to run with during this race as opposed to, just the two of us back and forth. So hopefully with that competition, be able to go out there, compete, and be proud of what we throw down.
Yeah, so for the upcoming meet at Toledo this weekend, I think right now we don't know actually for sure if there's going to be a 10K race. So for me, if there is a 10K race, I'll be running in that. And my goal actually is to get under the 37-minute benchmark. And then hopefully qualify for NCAAs, which would be awesome, given all the training that we've done throughout the year and just keeping with it during all the restrictions. That would really be rewarding for me. And then also Kiara Olsen, my teammate, she has been through a lot of the same things, and she's been great and encouraging me and others on the team. So I think as a senior, it'd be awesome if she could drop some time and then also possibly get in the rankings for that. I know there's a couple throwers also that are really close to maybe getting into qualifications. And then also Jack Begley, I think, has a great chance in the 10K if we're able to run a 10K to qualify potentially for nationals, or at least get a really good time in that and get something to work on for next year. So hopefully there is a 10K. Otherwise, the distance runners will probably be running the 5K. But I think either way, everyone who's going to be competing, it's just a great opportunity to get just another shot, since we've only had three meets this year. Just get some good experience, especially since it's D1, D2, and D3 schools competing. I'm just really, really excited to get to compete against other people, other very good competitors, which we haven't necessarily had a chance to do this season so far. So, yeah.
So first of all, last chance is, every year we try and do some postseason meets. This year, obviously with restrictions and whatnot, we were very fortunate to find the opportunity at Toledo, and very grateful that they were willing to let us come along in there. The way we've done it typically is you got to be ranked in the top 100 nationally to be able to be eligible for postseason, and it's great to see so many of our athletes. I think we had 13 total. That we're in a position to be postseason eligible, and it's a really nice thing to be able to have that Division I and II competition. That's gonna, it comes with that unique cachet of they're D1 or they're D2 or whatever, even if they're not that much better than you, you still feel like it's personal. You want to go out there, you beat up on the scholarship kid or whatever. And so I really enjoy that part of postseason, and I know the kids do too. And the folks who are going, it's not over. You know, they did great things at the last meet when we were hosting, and I think there's more in the tank. I think everybody has a chance to hit a season best and, you know, put themselves higher up on the national list, and then, you know, see what happens, see if we can get some people into the national meet. But if nothing else, I think people leaving the season with a big last performance is just extra fuel to get into summer and do the extra things right, get in the weight room, and, you know, keep pursuing your goals, because again, you know, you're proving to yourself that you do have the talent, you do have the work ethic, you have all the components, you just have to keep on it. You got to be consistent.